Sukhoi 30 MKI rolling can hear the thunder of its engine. There it takes off. And now, while it is turning left, to perform a super maneuver. The Sukhoi 30 MKI is one of the few aircraft in the world that can do this extremely complex maneuver called as loop tumble yaw. Shift your gaze upwards, riveted towards Sukhoi. Tumbling down. And that's the yaw, bidding farewell to all the known laws of aerodynamics. And now the aircraft shall quickly position himself for a series of rolls forming right in front of him. Sukhoi comes in for a series of roll. That's 1, 2. Flying in this manner not only requires high degree of situational awareness, but absolute mastery of the aircraft and its system. Once again, the aircraft is about to turn left. What distinguishes a good fighter jet is not only the ability to fly supersonic, but also the ability to fly slow and close to the ground. This is precisely what you're going to shortly witness. The aircraft is decelerating to speeds of as less as 240 kilometers per hour. As they say, even the winds stop to stare. Do notice as the aircraft shall re-engage his afterburners for a rapid speed up. The aircraft is positioning itself for loop tumble yaw once again. This time, right ahead, 12 o'clock to you. There he pulls up, thereby going vertical. Let me see how many of you can spot him inverted in the flight. Waving at you. There he's inverted. And the nose comes tumbling out. And now the aircraft yaws. What a majestic
The HTT-40 is a homegrown basic trainer that reflects India's ability to shape its own pilot training ecosystem, while the IJT bridges the crucial gap between basic and advanced training with an indigenous solution. The LCA Mark I Alpha is an advanced variant of the first Aboriginal fighter that stands as a symbol of technological evolution. Ladies and gentlemen, right in front of you is the HTT taking off. The pilot takes off and will leave the arena, but only to surprise you in a short while. Following the HTT-40 takeoff will be the takeoff of the intermediate jet trainer, right in front of you. And gentlemen, for the grand takeoff of the Alpha. The pilot has been given a takeoff clearance by the air traffic control and is now ready to roll. The aircraft is climbing to just a mere 500 feet for its first maneuver. As the aircraft turns right at 500 feet, it will demonstrate its first maneuver. This maneuver is a roll demonstration, a series of neatly crafted rolls that displays the roll agility of the aircraft at speeds of 200 to 300 knots. Look to your right, ladies and gentlemen, as the aircraft is coming in for a series of neatly crafted rolls. That is 2 rolls to the right, 1 follow to the left. Now, as the aircraft pitches up to the right, it is time to witness the agility of the aircraft to carry out a mad straight turn. Look at the ease at which the aircraft is able to carry out this maneuver. Right in front of you. Can you imagine such a fast aircraft carrying out such a short turn? That minimum radius turn, the aircraft now recovers and we will now witness a thrilling aerobatic maneuver. The aircraft is now turning right to carry out the next maneuver, which is an inverted flight. Look to your right, dear audience, as you see the pilot coming in for the inverted flight maneuver. The pilot has now turned and is literally hanging in midair, just suspended by his safety straps. As the pilot recovers, rapidly changing directions, he is going to fly in front of us for the next maneuver. The pilot with ease will pull up and carry out a roll to the right. Look ahead, in front of you. That's the mighty Alpha coming up and turning to the right. Completion of that roll, the aircraft will now come in for a short circuit to land. Ladies and gentlemen, please continue looking towards your left as the Tejas Mark 1 Alpha has lowered his undercarriage, is coming in for short circuit to land. The aircraft is on short funnels for landing, and even though the landing is a mere 700 to 900 meters, to conserve brakes and tires, it is a norm to carry out aerodynamic braking and use tail chutes. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a huge round of applause for Tejas Mark 1 Alpha, its pilot and the team that has developed it.
আমাদের ভিডিও ভালো লাগলে লাইক এবং শেয়ার করুন। কমেন্ট সেকশনে গিয়ে জানান আপনাদের মতামত। আরও ভিডিও পেতে আমাদের চ্যানেল সাবস্ক্রাইব করুন এবং প্রতি মুহূর্তে খবরের আপডেট পেতে প্রেস করুন বেল আইকন।